Hey guys, Xeon Steel here, and I have a brand new effect for you. It's simple, it's fast, and it's something your audience won't even expect. This is Bash.
Hey guys, I'm TC. What you just saw was Xeon Steel's Bash. Easy to do, super visual, your audience won't know what hit them. Available now, worldwide.
Hey guys, Xeon Steel here. Thank you so much for purchasing and downloading Bash. Just a quick couple of notes before we get into everything. With your download and in the mail, you should have gotten a card box, and I think it was should be about 5 magnets. With this Bash and the bonus feature for the Sway, it comes with only five magnets. It's normally 4 magnets and 1 extra, but you can do either Bash or you can either do the Sway. Totally up to you. Okay. If you want to do the Sway and you don't have enough magnets for the Bash, you can actually go to Home Depot, and they have very small magnets. It's a little bit thicker than what you got in the mail, but those magnets are very, very strong. You might hear a little bit of a click, or you might hear a click when you do the flip with the Bash. Okay, you're going to hear the little click. But if you want to, you can actually put the double stick tape, and you'll see that in the construction of the gimmicks. You can put double stick tape, so it won't make too much of a click. But either way, if you have a lot of noise in the background, if you're at a restaurant or a bar, you can barely hear it. And if they do, they're not going to know what that noise was, because you're going to actually, when you do the flip, it's going to flip. They might think you hit your knuckle, or maybe you hit your watch or something, but you will hear a little bit of a click when you change the card box to the bill. But it's not a big deal. People are going to be drinking, so they're not going to think anything of it. Okay. So, without further ado, we're going to get into the handling of Bash, handling of the Sway, and the construction. All right. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the construction of Bash. All right. So here we go. Okay guys, this is the construction of Bash, and these are the things that you need. A pair of scissors, please be careful with the scissors. Elmer's glue, rubber cement, most magicians, or pretty much all magicians, will have this. And what should have come in the mail for you is a front face of a card. It could be the red one, it could be blue, it could be black, it really doesn't matter what color it is. And you should have 4 magnets, and with an extra 5th one, okay? The 5th one I have to the side, so we're not going to use that right now. So, we'll put this to the side. We'll put these magnets a little bit away from me here. And so we have $2 and $0.50. All right, so technically, $3, but first thing, before you cut anything, put anything together, I want you to watch this tutorial first, and then go back, rewind, and then go ahead and put your gimmick together. The best thing to do first is to watch how the bash gimmick is made, so that way you'll catch on. This is pretty easy to make, but still want you to watch the construction and then go back and put it together. Alright, so we're going to start with the $2. Alright, the third dollar or the first dollar, just cut in half, just like that. And already, of course, as you can see, I've already cut this. So cut $1 in half. Alright, we'll put that to the side. Then with this, and again, you're going to have a little flap like this, because when you do the effect, it's going to look like a card box. Alright? So on the back of that, you're going to glue the entire piece of the card box. And every now and then you can, if you'd like, you can fast forward, so you don't have to wait for any gluing or drying. That way you can get through this tutorial. You want to glue every single side, or this side, but make sure you get the corners very well, because the corners will need to stick very securely. Once you have the entire back glued, you're going to take one of the dollars, and I'll show you in just a moment. And again, make sure you get all the corners really well so it can stick. And now you want to glue the dollar. I already had some glue on this. This is the actual gimmick that I was using. I already had some glue on it, but I will show you how to put the dollar on here. For me, I like to place the dollar to my right. And once you place the dollar on here, make sure it's precisely on the card, just like that. And you will have to trim the dollar just a little bit, but it doesn't matter. You can still use the dollar once you're done using this trick, using this gimmick. Okay. So now you have it just like this. Okay. So again, you have the dollar bill and the card. All right. So what we're going to do now is you're going to lift the bottom piece of the dollar, okay, just like this. All right. And take two magnets, here and here. And if you have double stick tape, you can use the double stick tape if you like. Either one, they're both going to be secure. But I like to use the glue. So I'm going to put the glue, a little more glue here. Okay. Put the magnet, and once you put the magnets on here, you don't want to get it too close to the bottom. You want to get it right about at least this far down. Okay? So that way you'll have enough dollar and space on the card so you can close it together. Alright? And do the same thing with the other one. Just like that. Alright? And my glue dried pretty quick, actually. So if you want to put some more glue on there, that's fine too. And then put the glue on the magnets. Alright. Let that dry just a little bit. Press it down. And then make sure you get the corners. And I advise, before you start using this gimmick, is once you're done making it, you want to put a book on top of it and let it sit there for like an hour or so. About a good 2 hours is good. Alright? So once we get that, and that's our little kitty back there, meowing. But alright, so now you've got the magnets at the bottom, just like this, and you'll feel it, and it's right here. Alright? Now, once you have this done, you want to take the other dollar and you want to fold this piece down like that. Okay, you just want to keep it down. All right. The dollar is going to go right on top of it, like just like this, with this flat face down. And you'll see why in a minute why I'm doing this. And you'll face it just like this. So once you have it glued, you're going to see the front and the back. Basically, the card box is nowhere to be found. Okay. So take that off. So now from here, what you want to do is you want to glue the dollar from here down. All right. So take some more glue. Glue all of it. Again, get the corners and size very well. And the great thing about rubber cement, once it dries, you can just peel it right off. Okay, so now you got the glue here. You want to put the dollar right on top of it. And again, with this one, you want to make sure it's lined up very well. And that looks pretty good, actually. Make sure it's lined up. You have it just like this. Okay. Then if you have excess glue coming out from the sides, just rub it right off. Okay. So now you're going to have this, just like that. Alright. Back of the dollar, front of the dollar, and the card. Okay? Now, with these two magnets, you're going to make sure it's on the opposing side, okay? Just like that. And I'll get to that in just a second. So, you're going to have the dollar like this piece. The other half of the dollar is going to go on the dollar that's attached to the flap, alright? And again, you want to have it facing the same direction. And then, of course, with the bill, just like a king or a queen or a jack, because of the design, you cannot literally see the other half of the bill. You can't see this portion here once it's glued on there. Okay? And literally, this piece will be virtually invisible to the spectator. Okay? And if it's a little off, it's not a big deal whatsoever. Okay? All right. So from here, I want you to fold it down and make sure the half of the bill is also lined up. So you can put it here like that, line it up, just like this. Alright, fold it down, take the magnet, just drop it, see where it's at. Okay, so now this is exactly where the other two magnets are, in between the other dollar and the card, the box. Okay? So with this, what you want to do, take that off, pull the dollar bill in place, or you can even take the half of the dollar off and just glue it, glue on there. I like to be as precise as possible. Okay, let that dry a little bit. And again, you can use double stick tape on this side too if you like. That's totally up to you. Again, drop the magnet. Don't just place it on there because of glue. Okay, just drop it and see where it's at. Same thing with the other one. Drop. That's where it's at. Okay. If you have to just line up the dollar, that's fine. The magnet should stay in place. So with the dollar with the flap, all you have to do is press it down and make sure you kind of fold this side down too, so it won't fold underneath it when you bring this portion down. And down. Just line it up. Okay. Now you have the magnets connecting to each other now. You rub all the excess glue off. You don't have to do this. I mean, you can do this later too, but it's best to make sure the glue is completely dry. Okay. All right, and that is the gimmick right here. So once you have it here, lift it up. It's going to look just like this. Okay, and you can barely see half of the dollar here. All right, looks like a Tetris symbol. So from here you got the magnets on here, these two, in this corner, the other two magnets here and here, and it catches. Okay. Now, when you do the flick in the next portion of the video, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do the move. It's very simple, and the weight of the magnet will give you the momentum, and then the flick of the wrist. All right. So a quick view of the box, okay. And I'll teach you how when you're holding the box properly. So now you got the front view and the top view, and this is almost basically, you can do this completely surrounded. You want to watch your angles where your fingers are, because your fingers are not going to be able to cover this entire side, but I mean virtually they're not going to really. I've never had anyone catch me or never got caught, but this view where the thumb, virtually impossible to see. Okay, so from here you're just going to grab the cards, and again in the tutorial I'll show you how to do the move. From here you're going to flick, and then you're just going to turn, or you do not have to turn. You can do that, click, and then just show it. Alright, well that is the gimmick for Bash. So now you can probably rewind and go back or pause it and put your gimmick together. Okay guys, this is the construction of Sway. How I came up with the move, or excuse me, the name is basically you're swinging the card box into a dollar bill. So that's where the Sway came from. Okay, so what you need for this is, again, Elmer's glue, rubber cement, and some scissors. And again, be careful. Alright, now with the gimmick that came with Bash, for Bash, you can either use the card box for the Sway or the Bash. If you want to use both, if you want to use both effects, then if you have a card box, you just want to cut out the front part of the box, and just like the box that came, the card box, the front of the box that came with the trick, cut it out exactly the same way. Make sure there's the flat, cut out all the sides, the bottoms, just like this, and it will look just like that. Okay, and I'll show you the magnets in a minute. I already have. This is actual gimmick. Again, this is the actual gimmick that I used, or that I used. So you got this, all right, and then you'll need $2. Okay, and one of the dollars you want to cut about a quarter off of the dollar, and you'll see why in a minute. But again, watch this whole tutorial, this whole construction of this gimmick first, and then go back and put your gimmick together. Okay, I'll highly advise that. It's always good, again, to watch the entire thing and then put your tutorial together. Watch the tutorial and put your gimmick together. All right, so let's get into building the gimmick. All right, so once you have cut this box out, or if you want to use the gimmick that came with it, that came with the trick, you want to fold the box in half like this. Okay, and the best way to do it, because you're going to have a crease, and you can't really, because it has a lot of design on the box, again, like before, just like the king or queen or a jack, it has a lot of design, and doing this in the middle, folding in the middle, it kind of hides the crease, right? And most people, the audience might think it's an old box of cards, so that's a good thing. So once you bend it, you bend it, crease it, and make sure it's lined up from corner to corner, side to side, on each side. Alright? Once you have that folded, put that to the side. We're going to use that in a second. Okay? And then you get the one of your dollars, or the dollar that's not cut, obviously. Alright? You take the dollar. Alright? And what you're going to do is, if you're left-handed or if you're right-handed, I'm right-handed, so I use the flap that's on the left side. Alright? And again, if you're left-handed, the flap's on the right. Okay, for me, I use my right hand. So you want to have the flap, the bottom part of the card, fold up. Alright? And the dollar is going to go right on top like this. Just like that. And then when you have it folded, it's going to be like this. Okay? So what you want to do is take the two magnets, and again, you can use the magnets for this also. So whichever gimmick you want to use. Take the two magnets, and this is a perfect example of watching this video first, because these magnets are very thin. They're strong, but they're thin. If they do crack, okay, if they do crack, you can use double stick tape to put it together. If it's too many pieces like this, I already know which side is the opposing side and which one is the positive side. If they do crack, you can use double stick tape like I did here. Alright? You can see that on the camera. See all the cracks in there? I was a little clumsy, and the magnets cracked. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this on here because everything's already set for the opposing and positive side. Alright? So what you want to do is you want to put one of the magnets on the flap. Okay? Right here. Alright? And then of course, with this one also, if you have double stick tape, you can use double stick tape, especially if it's cracked like this, and use it for the other one. I like to use the glue. Alright? And where you're going to put the glue on first is the flap that's going to be folding down. Okay? Just like this. So I'm going to put the glue on the flap that's folded down. Alright? You're going to glue the entire half. And again, from the tutorial from Bash, you want to get all the corners and the sides as much as possible. Okay. And then you take two of your magnets, and the same here. You want to put it just enough space where you can have enough space to put the dollar, to glue the dollar on, so it won't peel as much. And same thing for here. And this one, you actually want to put it right on the flap, right beside the crease. Okay? Just like that. You can see it there. Okay. So you have this. So again, you want to make sure which side is which. Right? So the dollar bill is going to be facing straight up, right side up. Alright, so you fold this down, place the dollar right on top, and make sure each corner is matched on the sides. Just like this. And we get the excess glue out from the sides. Now you're going to have the front portion of the gimmick, just like this. Okay. So again, you see the front of the bill and the flap. That's the box and the dollar, and that's how it's going to change. Okay. Right. So now with these two magnets here, again, you're going to make sure it's on the positive. I mean the positive side. Okay. because we have the two magnets down here, and then the flap, which is going to go up and down here. The magnet is going on the other side of the box. Okay, just like this. All right. So we're going to put the glue on here again. So again, you can use double stick tape on these magnets if you like, or glue. Doesn't matter, either or. And you want to glue this entire side here, just like this. Okay. And then put the glue, put the magnet, just like that. And now you're gonna, now that all four magnets are connected. Okay. And just like that. And then you want to put the glue on the other side. And I put the glue on here so the magnets can stick on here. So you actually want to glue the entire section, this entire piece, once the magnets are on, because you want the glue on the magnets for the extra box. And I'll tell you about the box in just a minute. Make sure all that's on there. Okay, so with the extra piece that you have, again, it doesn't matter, red, blue, black, no one's going to ever see this card with this piece. You want to put the box or the piece right on top of, or excuse me, right on the back of it, of the dollar and the other half of the card box, just like that. Get the excess glue off of here. Okay. So now you're going to see the front, okay, and the box, just like this. So when you do the change, that's going to stick just like this. And then when you flip around, the box is gone. Once you put the dollar on here, obviously, the box is gone, and then you have the $1 bill. Okay, and you don't have to use the one. You can use whatever bill you wish. Actually, I just like using the one because everybody sees $1 bills most of the time, I guess. Okay, so you show the back. Now you take the dollar with the quarter piece cut off, and you want to face down, of course, so you're going to see the back and back here. Alright, so with that piece, you want to glue the entire side here except for this quarter, and if you get some glue on here, you can just wipe it off, not a big deal. Get the glue on the magnet also, and then the entire back of the box. And again, make sure you get the corners and the sides so it won't peel. The great thing about magic is when you use double stick tape and magnets and glue, it's the best inventions for magic. Alright, so once you have the glue on and it's dry, just let it dry just a little bit. You want to put the other dollar right on top and make sure it's lined up. Just like so. Okay. This isn't perfect, but again, this is a tutorial to give you an idea. But make sure each corner and the sides are almost as perfectly lined up as you can possibly get. Right. And once everything dries, you want to rub off all the excess glue on the sides. So, because once the rubber cement dries, it gets that grayish look. So you want to be able to rub all that off. Okay. And if you have excess glue on the dollar, on the front face or the back, I'm going to rub all that off too. this is the sway gimmick. Alright? And next we're going to get into the handling for both bash and sway. Okay guys, this is the handling for bash. So if you want to grab your gimmick, and if you want, you don't have to, you can grab a couple of ones. I have 4 ones, and basically looks like 5 $1 bills. Alright, so first I will do just the dollar itself, the gimmick itself. Okay, so go ahead and get your gimmick. Your gimmick should look pretty much, of course, like this. Alright, the card box, and you want to make sure the front face of the card box is facing you, and the dollar flipped over. Okay, so you're facing the front of the dollar. Alright, so you want to take the face of the dollar, flip it over, and you want to hold it just like this. Okay. Alright, so now you're actually holding this piece. You're actually holding the top part of the dollar and the flip portion of the gimmick. Right? So from the side view, it looks just like this. And you want to hold it just like that. It looks like a card box. Okay? So once you grab the dollar, or once you grab the box, you're not going to grab, you don't want to grab the shorter part of the dollar. Okay? You only want to grab the box itself. If you only use 1 bill. Okay? It's slightly different if you use 2 or 3 bills, or up to, you can use 9 bills and make it look like 10 bills. Okay. So once you have the gimmick, again, you want to grab it and make it look like a box. Okay. It looks pretty much like a box. All right. So to get used to it, just go ahead and use the gimmick if you want, just 1 bill or 1 box. And what you're going to do, you're going to grab the box. Okay, and you're just basically going to do a quick flip. Alright? Now because you're in front of the spectators, they're not going to see that portion of it. Okay? Because once you do the flip, you're going to grab it right away, just like this. Okay, so from this view, once you hold it, you're going to grab, just like this, and the magnets will connect. Okay, with no problem. So when you do the flick, grab, turn, and turn. Okay? Or if you want to, and you don't have to turn like this, you can just flick and just show it like this, and show it this way. Either way. Whatever you're comfortable with. Okay? So again, turn, small piece, just like this, and you're holding both of them under your hand in the box here. Alright? Like this. And it might take you a couple of tries, but it's very easy. You're going to get very comfortable with it. Alright? So you're going to grab the box, flick, okay, and do it fast enough, just fast enough, so they can see it's going to literally change to $1. Alright? The best outcome is to actually have a couple of bills, so that way, once you do the flip, the other dollars are going to cover the move, pretty much. Alright? To use the other dollars, okay, here's the front face. Once you do the flick, you want to turn the gimmick over, take the rest of the dollars, and put it, basically it's going to be on the bottom. Okay? And of course you want to face it the same direction, or you really don't have to, you can mix them up like this. Okay? Line up all the dollars, just like this. Okay? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a closer view. Okay? So you want to get all the dollars facing the same way on the bottom. And of course, just turn it over, put it over here like that. All right? And then from here, you're going to again take the bill, just like this. You're going to put all the bills together. Once you turn the bills, once you turn the top bill, the top portion of the gimmick over, you're going to drag the bills together, just like that, and then flip it over, and you hold the box like this. Okay? So to give you a closer view, I'll show you in just a second. Okay guys, here's a closer view. Alright? So you take the bills. I have 3. It doesn't matter. 2 or 3 is good. If you want to use, again, you want to use 4, 5, or up to 10. That's totally up to you. All right. So you have the bills underneath the gimmick, facing the same direction. Okay. Turn it over. Hold on to the bills like this, and make sure it's lined up at the bottom. All right. The top gimmick. Flip it over. Okay, and make sure the bills are lined up again. So now it's going to look like this. So the rest of the bills is going to be lined up with the shorter flap here. Okay. So all the bills are lined up with a shorter flap. This flap is going to come over, and you're going to hold all the bills like this. All right. So from the bottom view, it's going to look like this. Okay. Here's the bills, the rest of the bills here, and the bottom part of the bills is down here. So you're going to grab all the bills here, just like this, and when you do the flick, grab, turn, and if you notice once you do the flick, and it's going to stick up like this, just grab the bill and the magnets will connect. Okay, you can turn it, show the front, show the back, just like that. Okay, so we'll do it one more time. All the bills underneath facing the same direction, just like that. Okay, and then take the flap like this, and then make sure the bills are lined up again. Okay, flap, grab, just like this. Okay, the rest of the bills up here, and the other part of the bills, the other end of the bills are down here. Make sure you grab all the bills and the card. Okay, just like that. And then once you're ready to do the flick, just like this. Okay. Let go, flick. Okay, it doesn't matter if it does that because it doesn't matter if the bill is gonna flap down. It's not a big deal because once you do the flick, you're just gonna do it very fast. I mean, literally just pretty fast. One, and grab, and turn, just like this. Okay, so you guys saw the handling just now. So once you do the effect, either bash or the sway, do a good crowd control, and just watch your angles. This, when you do the bash, it's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. I mean, there's some sections like where your fingers are. That's a little angle sensitive, but I'm telling you, I've done this many times. No one has noticed anything because they're focused right on the box. Okay, and to a lay audience, they're not going to realize what's going to happen because when they see card tricks, they're expecting a card trick. So when they see the box, they're going to expect a card. Something amazing with a card. But when you actually change it to cash, change it to money, they're not going to expect it. So play with it, play around with it, be creative. You don't have to do money. And this download, the trailer is not. I don't get into change it to paper or whatever. But be creative, and that's what you're a magician. You're a magician. You can be creative. Okay. So this is Bash, the handling of it, and now we're going to get into the handling of the sway. Okay, guys, this is the tutorial for the handling of the sway, and welcome to my little studio. So if you want to get your gimmick, and we're going to go through the handling, the proper angles, and however you want to present this effect. Okay. All right. Once you have your gimmick, again, you can see the back and the front. So what you want to do is you want to bring this flap up, just like this. Okay. And then the side flap, you want to fold to the side. All right. And you want to hold it just like this. Okay. Now the flap, you want to put your ring finger on top here like this. And you're going to see just a little bit of a gap. Okay. And then your middle finger is going to be on the back flap right here. Alright. So index finger on the dollar. Excuse me, I didn't mention that, but index finger on the dollar. Ring finger on the front flap, middle finger in the middle flap. And you don't have to hold it really tight. Okay. And the reason why, also, I don't think I mentioned it earlier during the construction, that you want to make, the reason why you have a card in between this portion is because you have to have leverage to bring this down. If it's not enough leverage, it can, you'll be able to, it's going to bend and you won't be able to bring the flap down easily, okay, while you're swaying, while you're shaking. Alright? So again, index finger on the dollar, okay, ring finger on the front flap, middle finger on the back flap. Okay, and I will do it slow motion first. So while you're moving, swaying just like this, you want to let go of the index finger, just like that. And while you're moving, the ring finger comes down, the magnets connect, and the thumb will grab the bottom portion. The thumb will grab the flap. And once you do it, once you get used to it, you're going to feel how it grabs. Okay. Let go of the index, grab, and just like this. Okay. So we'll do that one more time. Slow motion. One, and try to make the sway of the move as little as possible. And again, you don't want to do this. You might think there's something wrong with you, maybe. But so you don't want to do it really fast. You want to just kind of one, and maybe at least up to four sways, moves, swings. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That was a little messy. Let's try it again. So you let go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then once you do the change, you see a little bit of a gap. Okay, the spectators in front of you won't see that. So where the gap is, you want to just cover your index finger, and you're going to cover the cut portion of the dollar. Okay, so you want to cover, show the back, come here, and before you turn this way, because the spectator will be able to see this, once you do the change, you grab, cover with the index finger. You don't have to grab like this, because then they're going to see that you're hiding something. Okay? So the index finger, grab here, show the dollar, just like this. Okay? Now with the sway, it is angle sensitive. If you do it on stage, it's pretty much very safe to do, because the audience is they're going to be in front of you. So with a close-up, just kind of control your angles, control the crowd, and most magicians, you control your crowd, control the audience. So again, if you have the audience, excuse me, you have the audience to your left, and again, if you're left-handed or right-handed, just the opposite way. So your audience is more to your left, and then from this angle, and an angle, pretty much they won't be able to see because the inside of your palm is going to cover this side. Of course, you don't want anyone behind you. So my angle, excuse me, since I'm right-handed, the crowd, the audience will be more to my left, a little bit of angle to my left. So they see this, and it literally looks like a box, a card box. Okay, that's that. And again, if they see the crease, they're going to probably think it's an old box of cards. Or you can just, before you do the effect, you can just in your repertoire, just say, you could say that it's, I have an old box of cards here and I want to show you something. So again, you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, at the most four waves, 4 sways. Let go of the index finger, okay? It's going to pop out. While you're swinging, ring finger comes down, the magnets connect, your thumb grabs the bottom part of the flat, and, excuse me, that's my cat's over here. And then once you show the bill, the index finger covers the cut, 2, 3, just like this. Okay, so now I will do the normal speed. Right. So you show the box, 1, 2, 3. A little messy, but we'll try it again one more time. Okay, show the box, 1, 2, 3. Show and show, just like this. All right. This is it's very visual. You don't have to, again, you don't have to do it, you don't have to shake it that fast. You just kind of do it slow, and it literally looks like it's morphing into a dollar bill. Okay? So practice that. It's very visual, it's quick, it's easy, and include it into whatever routine that you have now, with some card tricks or whatever. You can do an ambitious. Once you, excuse me, once you kind of take the attention off the cards or off your box, have them sign the card or something like that, whatever ambitious you have. Do a switch real quick, and then come out with the box, just like that, and then just quickly just do the switch. Do the change and come back and show it just like this. So have fun with it. Okay, and that is the sway. Alright guys, well that is it. Thank you for downloading and purchasing Bash. Again, be creative with either effects. Do your crowd control. It's going to be great for stage. With the close-up, the Bash is virtually impossible to see. But if you get caught, work your way out of it. I'm sure you can. And for the sway close-up, that is angle sensitive, but again, that's a bonus feature in this download. So thank you again, and watch out, be on the lookout for my 5 2.0. That's going to come out in a couple of months. Be on the lookout for that. And go to Penguin Magic. Check out my one-handed triple X. It's a one-handed triple coin change. Go check that out. And if you have any questions with the sway or Bash, my email is on my Facebook page, Instagram. I'm currently having my website redeveloped. But if you have any questions with any of this, please don't spam me. Everybody hates spam. Okay. My email address is zeon@zeonsteel.com. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'll try my best to answer everything that I can for you. And that is it. So thank you guys so much, and keep the magic alive, and I will see you next time. Alright guys, this is Final Thoughts Part 2, I guess you can call it. I want to take a couple of minutes just to clear the air, make sure there's no misunderstanding. A very well-known magician and a respected magician, his name is Nathan Kranzo, and I think I pronounced his last name correctly. He came out with an effect back in 2008 called Pimpin'. I had no idea he came out with an effect called Pimpin'. His effect is a deck of cards that changes to a wad of cash. My bash is a card box that changes to cash. I'm a huge fan of money effects, build changes, and so my bash was inspired by my previous effect, 5. So with no knowledge of Nathan's Pimpin', I just wanted to take a couple minutes to mention this. So again, so there's no misunderstanding, just to clear the air, just in case. But I did speak to Nathan. He was cool with it. He did say it's obviously visually different, and the method is different. And so I just wanted to mention that. And if you want to check out Nathan's Pimpin', that's Pimpin. You can check it out on murphysmagic.com. And so again, I just want to mention that. Thank you again for downloading and purchasing Bash. And real quickly, how I came up with the word Bash is my wife and son thought of the name for me. And so thank you to my wife Michelle and my son Xavier. It's a card box that turns to cash, so it's Bash. So kind of cool, I think. And so, but yeah, so thank you again for downloading, purchasing, and I hope to see you guys again, and watch out for more stuff in the future. Like I mentioned, 5.2.0 is going to be coming out soon. I have a couple other effects that's in the works, and so thank you again. Until next time, keep the magic alive.